Hello there, everyone, and welcome to episode 3. We made it 3. Episode 3 of AJOLWTTA, the show where anything that Jono or listener wants to talk about will be talked about. I am Xantok, otherwise known as Lister. That is Jono, otherwise known as Jono. We all know, his name is just Bob. And he's in a weddingified cowboy hat? I'm not really sure what that's meant to be, but that's my guess. Maybe it's for a baby shower?
The back is its whole own party with some crumpled paper, orange and yellow flowers, some white floral too. You turn it back around and it's more of a southwest floral design. You can see like the little roses painted along the sides. Yeah, it's a kindly gift. I will be wearing this to Eric's wedding in July.
Will you actually?
Yeah, why not? I sure will.
All right. Hey, we gotta have a second person. Well, if I'm able to go, we gotta have a second person with an unusual attire.
Yeah. So
I'm hoping to go. Eric, if you're listening, I'm hoping to go. I've never messaged you back, and I apologize. I meant to, but I'm really shit sometimes. I'm planning to go, but financials are bad right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I apparently have 3 weddings to go to next year, so we'll see what I'm able to do.
I'm trying to see if I could tee up helping you out financially too, but I have a new car payment to deal with. We'll also get into that on this episode. So we'll see if it's feasible. It may be. It may be.
It may be.
I have updates in that regard, as well as the form of travel this summer is going to be interesting. But yeah, this hat I just scrounged up kind of in the back. I mean, it's one of those things. It's a perk of working in essentially an oversized art studio, artist space. Let me pull out the hat that I actually received as an early Christmas gift. This was not it. This was
oh boy. As somebody that regularly does not wear hats, I am somehow filled with dread. I rarely ever see you with hats. Some people, just not hat people. Like, I can appreciate a good hat, but I like my hair.
I think you'll appreciate this one. And you'll see why in just a minute. Kind of working my way around these headphones. Jeez.
Okay.
We'll figure that out in a second.
Aha! Super Smash Bros. Ultimate hat. I have a Smash hat as well, in the garage next to a regular Waluigi ball cap. But again, I don't wear hats.
Yeah. As it goes. There we go. Jeez, it's like a jigsaw puzzle. These headphones that I just kind of yoinked from over yonder. Jeez, there we go.
He says. Over there, he scribes.
Hey, maybe I'll unplug these. Okay. There we go.
Can you hear me still, child?
I can hear. Oh, Father. Yes. Yes. Zaddy.
Do you have any wishes for Christmas? Which has already passed, but when this episode comes out, but for us has not yet.
Well, Sonny, don't you know I have to answer the wishes of every good boy and girl across the world at this time of year?
What? What are you talking about? I'm the gift giver here.
Have you ever heard the tale of Santa Claus?
Yes, he's me.
Well, that's awkward because I am he and he is me.
What? That sounds like some barnacle bullshit.
So disastrous. A barnacle bullshit. That's what our old Squidward on the naughty list used to say.
Pretty sure he still does, actually. I just checked last night.
Yes, I figured you might be friends.
Well, that's a strong word.
You may agree.
Well, I guess this is a good point to go ahead and talk about Christmas stuff, huh? So
Christmas.
So yeah, Christmas hasn't yet happened for us. It is still the middle of December as far as we're concerned.
Whoa.
But this
That
episode is coming. Yes, you do have hair. This episode is coming out January 4th, the first Sunday of January, the first Sunday of 2026. How am I? Well, I was about to say, how have I made the 2026? But I guess technically speaking, I haven't yet.
How-
So I should be careful with what I say.
Yeah. Hey, this posthumous episode for us will go viral.
I mean, listen, you never know, right? I didn't expect to have a heart attack 2 years ago. Who knows what could happen in a couple weeks?
It's true.
Yeah,
For all
but
of us.
we're part of a small community that every year for the last over 10 years we've done a Secret Santa between us, and at one point somebody else was the guy in charge of it, but for the past long while I have been in charge. And I have a whole second Discord account that I run things on. It started out just being Santa Claus, and it was just the Santa Claus character. But then, after an incident occurred, I started having fun. I made it be a different character each year.
Yeah.
First, it was the Grinch. Then it was Bernard from the Santa Claus movie. Then I
Mhm.
did Buddy the Elf, and this year it's good old Mrs. Claus. Next year, oh, I got a plan for next year.
Sure. I'm sure you do, and boy, might I just say, it has been a pleasure to have
Wait a
you
minute.
roleplay as my wife.
Hold on. This is your Garfield voice.
No, you kind of have to just drag it a little lower and be a little more lazy about the way you approach things to be Garfield.
That's the same voice you were just using.
Ho, 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 ho! Do you mean to say that Santa Claus is also just an orange cat?
Well, he does only work one day a year.
Is this our
Just
our new canon is Garfield as Santa Claus?
It's your new canon. I don't know about my new canon.
Are you going to be Garfield next year for Secret
No,
Santa?
no. I have a plot for next
Oh
year.
God, like a story. There's going to be a narrative. To
Yes.
this.
Yes.
Okay.
It'll be
God.
obvious once you see the start of it. But yeah, I have it. I just have to remember to do it. Like I might pre-prep it just like in January. I'm just like start getting it ready.
Is this going to be like the Secret Santa nativity, and you're going to have and like Jesus is going to be born in the Secret Santa chat?
I don't know that I would go to do that.
He'll be the little
But it
drummer.
does give me thoughts
Yeah.
of something that could be done and be really silly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna back burner that though.
Yeah.
But as the person that runs Secret Santa, I know who has everybody, including I know who has me. And since I know you don't have me, do you want to just take a minute to talk about who we both have and what we got for them? And because by the time this episode goes up, they're hopefully gonna have all their stuff by now.
Now hold the phone. You're telling me that you've been Santa and Mrs. Claus and the Grinch and Bernard all this time?
Yes.
What the fuck? I would have never known. I thought that the characters were just the characters. They were just there.
They like channel through me, and I type, and but it's their thoughts and words.
Okay. Next thing you know, you're gonna tell me Waluigi wasn't on Super Cast Brothers and it was just you.
He wasn't, and neither was I. I missed that episode.
He was. He
I
was there.
watched it back, and it's just you talking to yourself. Like there's no second camera at all. It's just you, and then like a blank frame. It's like, boy's hallucinating.
We should actually like find the episode tag for that and like put the link in every time we talk about it.
God no. Because you mention it almost every episode now. Stop it. New jokes. Move on.
But it was real. It was real to me.
No.
He was on this show. Yeah, we should though. We should we should go back and reference who we're Santaing for, because it's a lovely tradition that we do with our beloved friends.
Is your person one hell of a lady?
No.
No,
One hell of a something, I'll tell you.
I'm actually trying to remember who you have again. I have it in a document, but I don't remember exactly at the moment. I think.
Ozza.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right.
The one and the only Ozza, who created the AJOLWTTA logo.
They sure do, and they stream 3 days a week on Twitch. In fact, in a few hours, I'm gonna be playing Peak with them and somebody else.
Sick, brah. That's cool. Okay, you want me to kind of go first since we
Yeah, go for
broke
it.
that seal open? Okay. So Ozza is pretty open to what they want to receive for a Secret Santa. Let me kind of pull up that list while we talk about it. DMs. I gotta. Oh, Mrs. Claus slid into my DMs. Wouldn't you know it?
She what? Oh
And
my god.
she said, "Hello, my sweet little ginger snap." In fact,
yeah, I was like, what's something fun characterization I can do for Mrs. Claus?
Yeah.
I talked about cookies a few times with her, and everyone is like, Santa Claus always gets cookies from every house. Like, what if Mrs. Claus is into cookie horoscopes? So
Yeah.
she's gonna pick a cookie for each person. And for most of you guys, I didn't put much thought into it besides, okay, I don't want to call anybody sugar cookie or like chocolate chip because those are like those
my
are considered
sweet
like
little super fun
like
baby.
I don't think they're bad cookies at all. And I don't think the word basic is bad, but people just be like, oh, I just get that. That's just like a basic cookie. Most like, okay, I need to do something that's just like a little bit more interesting. So it's like, yeah, ginger snap or I also used biscotti, snickerdoodle, and a couple others. I think I did macadamia nut for someone.
Yeah. You pronounced biscotti correctly, unlike the cast of The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
What
Anyone
they do?
remember that episode?
Would they do
called it
biscotti?
Biscotti.
Yeah, I mean that
Biscotti.
makes sense. One of the characters named Cody.
Yeah. It's not a Bizaki, so I guess that's a little better. If I were to name you after a cookie, I would say, "Hello, my sweet rainbow sprinkle hole."
I don't like that.
Like like a donut hole.
Sure.
Well, that's not a cookie. That's not a cookie.
How about the what are they called? It's the peanut butter blossom. How about that one?
Peanut butter blossom. That works.
Thank you.
My hello, my Reese's peanut butter blossom boy.
Mrs. Claus just called me a chocolate chip cookie. It was so basic and boring. Like, come on, you couldn't give me something better?
Yeah. Chocolate
For
chip
me,
cookie.
I put no thought into the one that I was gonna get. It's like, all right, I can get myself the basic one because nobody else is gonna see this shit. It's fine.
Talk about chocolate chip cooties, more like it. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, you do a great job of this is like a Google Doc that is sent around to everybody, and we all
everybody like fills out their favorite color, if they're what kinds of holiday media they're into, favorite medias in general, like books, movies, TV shows, music. Is there anything that they would specifically not want to have? Do they have any food allergies in case anybody wants to give sweets out? I try to give, because it's hard coming up with a wish list, right? It ain't an easy thing to do. Be like, man, what do I want? You know, it's a lot easier than telling people what you want. Is telling people things that you like, the things that you're interested in. And people can go like, oh, you like that show or that game? I could look up something for that.
Yeah, it's a nice little system. And you could be as general as you want to be. Like I'm pretty general with how I submit my form. Part of it is, for time, and part of it is just like I genuinely am just very open to what I can receive, and kind of to a degree, it's not like I don't care, but it's also like, I don't know, I kind of like the people, and maybe you can share what you're interested in or whatever. And then I just said, like, if you really want to know what I'm into, ask Xantok.
He likes Hot Pockets. Just send him Hot Pockets.
That would be acceptable. That would be acceptable.
It'd be funny. You just open the mail one day. It's like, from your CSWF Secret Santa, a box of Hot Pockets?
Yeah.
What?
That'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah, I could use the dry ice. There's also, I'll send you over some Baconator flavored Cheez-Its. I saw that on the news yesterday. I was like, what the hell? Anyway. Makes you think, doesn't it?
No.
Anyway, Ozza, we know what they like. They Pokemon and Vocaloid and Danganronpa and stuff like that. Yakuza. Oh yeah.
Mahjong,
I haven't.
big on mahjong.
Oh, that's good to know because I haven't committed to any one thing yet. I'm recognizing like over the next day, it's actually on my list for today to figure out what to buy them and to do so. So mahjong is a interesting point. I might be able to. So I'm kind of into like buying local where I can. So they said they like coffee and they like sweets. Okay, Tucson's a big city. We are a gastronomical union town. There's a lot of great restaurants and coffee makers and sweet makers in town. So I'm probably gonna the baseline of the gift is probably gonna be coffee and sweets. There's a or I could be cute about it. There's a instant coffee that I used to be pretty into. You just set it and forget it basically, and you're good to go. Called Cafe Lister. It's an El
What?
Salvadoran coffee. Cafe Lister. It's actually Cafe Listo, but it's so close to Lister that that's the in joke. So I don't know. I was thinking about maybe sending them that because we can relate it back to you. Or really, there's like a coffee shop I like in town called Yellow Brick. I'll probably send them some of that. Sweets I haven't figured out yet, but there will be some sort of sweet in there. It could even be cookies I make at home. I don't know. Please send
Actually,
at least one mug. Okay, that could be
I
arranged.
actually have an idea for that, by the way, because obviously, again, as an organizer, I can see everybody's wish list and everything. And I found something that part of it was like, okay, because I randomize who gets who, but I
Yeah.
also make sure that you don't get somebody that you had last year, and I kind of try to
Mhm.
be like, okay, and if possible, we can maybe so they don't get the person they had the year before that as well. Well, I don't go super hard on that.
Mhm.
I was
Mhm.
when I read the part about the mug, like I had an immediate idea. I was like, okay, I
Okay.
got let's see if I end up getting them. I didn't. I was like,
Mhm.
fuck. But Jono did, so maybe I can send this to Jono.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
I will. I have a slight concern about the design of the mug. Like I don't know if like did this person actually design it or if did they get it from something else. I honestly don't know. I
Mhm.
think okay, looking at the rest of the shop, I think they made all these designs. But it's just the item is named really weird. So this kind of makes me curious. But
Mhm. Ozza's delightful mug.
there you go. There it is. It's a mug that has what's a simple drawing of Whooper, and it says "I am God." And for those that don't know, Oz's favorite Pokemon is Whooper.
Yeah.
They also are a big Axolotl fan. So
Yeah. Kind of falls all together. That's
yeah,
great.
yeah,
I will be getting this mug. Indeed.
perfect.
You are perfect. And
I
I'll
know.
send you a mug that says so
Okay.
with your face on it.
Well, I don't like my face very much.
But it's okay. I'll hand draw it.
Anyhoodle, uh, did you anything else? I know I interrupt you. Did you have more you were saying?
uh
Or you mentioned the mug and
no.
everything.
No, I just gonna curate that. I think I'm gonna do some sort of coffee, some sort of sweet, the I am God Whooper mug, and maybe, cost effectively a little bit of something else on the side. We'll figure it
Hmm.
out. Like maybe Yakuza oriented. We're not too sure yet.
All
Or I
right.
was thinking like, they made the AJOLWTTA logo. Maybe get them a cheeky little AJOLWTTA gift, like the logo on something. Be like, here you go.
You could also do that on a mug.
There you go. There you go.
No, like get a shirt for that or something.
Mm-hmm. It sure.
Uh, hey, it's their artwork, so they can promote their art and our show.
There you go. And you and I could wear it to the next convention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as for me, so when I do Secret Santa, I look at the person list and I try to be like, okay, what does mini? I prefer to target their media interests primarily. If I see anything on there that's something they're explicitly like really wanting, it's like, okay, I'll do something with here too. But I like targeting interests, and I like getting multiple things to target different areas. So I'm looking at my person's like, I've had you once before, but I haven't had you in a long time. In fact, when I last had this person, they didn't want to be sent physical things because they were worried about their family members. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. Oh, I had them
Hmm.
last year. Yep.
Yes, you did. So I've got them this year. I'm just like, oh, I know the things you're into. We are good to go. But let's see what else you got on here. And the first thing was like, okay, you're really into Interview with a Vampire right now. What can I
Mhm.
find on that? I'm not too familiar with this. They want specifically the HBO version, not the movie. Like, okay, they like this character, so I'm looking for things with the character. I'm looking at cups, I'm looking at stickers, little dangly bits. And I actually had to like change what I was doing multiple times because for some of the different things I targeted that I wanted to get, I was struggling to get or find something of a new item type. I was trying to get a variety. I was like, okay, I've got to go back, so I'll change this one to something else. But what I ended up doing was a sticker of, I can't remember her name, Clara, somebody from Interview with a Vampire.
Clara
Um,
Cloft.
what?
Clara Cloft.
I don't. I'm just gonna look into my recent orders and find it there. It is a sticker of Claudia. That's who it is. It's a sticker of
Oh.
Claudia, and it says "A Spark in the Dark." I ordered all these things the day I sent out everybody's assignments. I was like, I'm just gonna get this done, and it's actually all started to arrive already. They've gotten 3 of their 4 gifts already. The next one won't be coming in until Monday, so
Have you
that.
heard anything from them about it?
Oh, they posted, and they're suspicious. I'm pretty sure they've identified it's either you or me. They're just not
Oh.
sure who.
Okay. 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 Interesting. Interesting.
I also got them a mug that has Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate 3 on it because they're a big Shadowheart fan, as am I. We both share
Mhm.
that. Also, I spoke to a friend of mine that does bracelets and other bits of like dingly jewelry based on characters from different fandoms, and they both have Crystallized Fairy. You can check them out; they do good stuff. I got actually, you can either get like things that they already have, like here's a pattern that we have, you can just order this from the site, or you can do a custom order where you just tell them like, okay, here's the character, here's their designs, and kind of things that you want with it. I
Yeah.
picked up 2 things with them. The first is a bracelet with a lot of red and gold, and maybe a little bit of black, and a big old crown that
Oh.
dangles down
Yeah.
for Edelgard of Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Oh, our joint wife.
Yes, the 3 of us. Um, and I knew when they got that one second, I was like, okay, like because the first time to arrive was the sticker, and I was like, they're not going
Mhm.
to have an idea who got them that one. The second item to arrive was the Edelgard bracelet. I was like, okay, they're going to immediately suspect you or me
Yeah.
because that we've talked about this. And then with that same one, they also got a it's a ear hook that they can just wear over their ear. It's got dangles stuff coming down from that. Not an earring, something they can wear over their ear, and it's got a lot
Yeah.
of black and yellow, and it's for magic from the X-Men comics.
Nice.
Also very popular right now thanks to Marvel Rivals.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that one would lean them more towards guessing me. But then they got the
Right.
mug with Shadowheart today, and apparently they're even more confused. I was like, okay, are they off? Are they off base now? Do they suspect me less? Are they thinking it's someone else? Interesting. The final gift that'll be arriving will be the clincher, telling them exactly who it is because it's a bit of an in joke, and it's perfect that it's the last thing to arrive. Because last year they had me, and I don't even suspect it. But at one point they were asking me, "Hey, so, what Ace Attorney character would I be?" It's like, yeah, that. That's actually not the
Kiwi.
one I sent, but it's something like that.
Yeah, this I was just looking at that for later. This might be cool for like other people I'm
Hmm.
buying for.
I actually got one from them that's a Geno bracelet hanging on my
Sweet.
door. The last
Nice.
item last year they asked me, "Hey, what Ace Attorney character would be?" And I don't think first like a brief second, I'm just like Maya Fey, 100%.
Yep.
There's no contest. You're Maya Fey. It's like, okay, cool. But you're my Edgeworth, by the way. It's like, okay, sure. I have zero idea why I'm being asked this. And as the organizer of Secret Santa and knows who has who, you would think I'd be suspicious, but I wasn't. Gifts come in the mail, and I get this little keychain of Maya. It's art of Maya just like resting in a ramen bowl.
Oh,
And they
yeah,
told
yeah.
me it's like, now you have to carry my spirit around with you wherever you go. And it's like, well, all right.
Well, how cute.
So when I got them, I was like, okay, the first thing we're gonna fucking find is we're gonna get an Edgeworth keychain, so they
Yeah.
now have to carry me around.
Isn't that funny how that turned out to where you're keeping them baited until the very end? You don't really know. Edgeworth's field.
Like the sticker. I think if I had gotten to choose the order of the gifts coming in, I would have picked. Honestly, I think the first thing. Maybe the bracelet and ear hook first, because then they'd be like, okay, it's got to be one of these two guys, and the sticker might confuse me, like, oh no, wait, that's a little different. And then they get the Shadow Heart mug. It's like, okay, that could be several people now. I'm really confused. And then the keychain's like, you motherfuckers, like, that's right, me the whole time. You thought you could play a joke on me last year? I got you back.
Stunt on him, honey. Is that your Buddha water?
Is that my what?
Your Buddha water?
No, this is just from the sink.
Okay.
I drink that unfiltered shit.
Keeps you hearty.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just water.
Yeah. Water's
Anyways, water is good unless you're Jiminy Cricket. And then he says, "Don't drink water." And you're really confused. Like, why would Jiminy Cricket say not to drink water? If you know the reference, nice. Donald doesn't.
Probably Kingdom Hearts.
No.
Pinocchio, Cricket in Time.
Pinocchio is involved, but it's not a friendly childhood story. No.
Oh.
It is a much darker take.
Lord.
And it also involves Sleeping Beauty and Old Mother Hubbard. And you're really confused.
Who made this? Guillermo del Toro?
No, but somebody that is similarly mad.
Mads Mikkelsen?
No.
Wow. Yeah, hell if I know. Anyway. Let's see. Yeah, Santa Claus is coming to town, and he's gonna have been here for a solid week or two after the fact, once this episode publishes.
Yep. Of course, we don't know. Well, you don't know who has you. I know who has me, but we don't know what we're getting yet because nothing has arrived. But it's still, the middle of December. Who the heck knows what's gonna happen?
Who the heck knows?
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery made for the Scoobiest of Doos, like me and you.
Mister, and talk is me Scooby-Doo.
No. No.
Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo. That's how the theme song went, right?
No. Anyway, let's talk about video games.
Video games.
Video games. So
Yeah.
I figured out how we can have a better tab on what recent game releases to talk about, and what things to talk about of upcoming releases. Because last episode I was like, we got to come up with a better system for this. So I came up with a better system. We're just going to talk about what game has released since we recorded the last episode. And then we'll talk about upcoming releases through like the next month. That's going to be easy. So last episode, we recorded it mid-November, November 16th. So let's see what games released since then. Let me get this pulled up. November 16th. Anything big come out since then? Let's see. The Switch and Switch 2 got Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. Kirby Air Riders came out. Actually, you know what? That's a good one to talk about.
Yeah,
I know. How much Air Riders have you played?
I'll tell you. I have to get really close to the microphone.
Nothing.
What the fuck? Last episode, when we were doing this, you were like, I'm going to talk about Air Riders because I'm going to play a lot of it.
I bought it day one, like I said I would.
Uh-huh.
And then I didn't play it yet because I have this problem. My free time is in the late evening, which is, like 10, 11 o'clock on. And by the time I sit down in my bed, which is where my games are, instinctually, I just kind of watch YouTube and then fall asleep. And it's really hard to break that habit.
So I know how to help you with this. I have a revolutionary idea. The thing you need to do is move your video games away from your bed.
Yeah, where? Like on the ceiling?
Somewhere where you're not going to be sitting on your bed to play them.
Do you play video games on your bed?
No, I play them here in this room where my computer is. My bedroom is only for sleeping.
Yeah. I can't do that, but I might just sit on the floor or something.
That will help, but you'll
Yeah.
also be tempted to get on the bed. Don't do it.
Yeah.
So
You know what? That's a great change once you hit your 30s, right? Like you sit in bed, you're like, oh no, this isn't like a sitting mechanism. I think I'm gonna go sleep.
Beds aren't made to be sat in. Because first of all, there's no support for your back, sir.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why so many people want you to have a headboard. They're like, do you have a headboard? No. And that's why, because you can
I mean, you don't need a headboard either. Just put your bed against the wall.
Helps. Oh, my bed is up against the wall, but it's also up against a window, so it's really awkward to kind of lean into.
Is that the only wall it's up against?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's against two walls.
Damn. Upgrade.
It's called a corner, which also includes a window.
Cool. Yeah, that's nice.
So, this is the wrong thing for it, but Kirby Air Riders, great game. I have done a lot of the checklist.
I almost thought that you bought the Kirby Air Riders amiibo, but that's just
no. I did see them at the store the other day, and they're not only are they more expensive by a lot, they're actually a good bit bigger. It's like, Jesus, they're gigantic looking.
They're attractive, and I can't do it.
They're too much. They're $50 fucking bucks.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't paying that much. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But the game is really good, though. I started out just like, okay, I'm gonna do at least one race on each race course in Air Ride using each character, each vehicle that I have unlocked by those points. I'm gonna do the same thing with Top Ride, and only then will I go into City Trial and do a little bit of stuff in City Trial. And I got a lot of things done doing all of this. I unlocked several characters. By the way, you can't get all characters or all vehicles in just one mode. You do have to unlock these in multiple modes. Some things can be unlocked in multiple modes, but some things can only be unlocked in one. So,
how do you feel about that?
I mean, I still got everything unlocked easily, so it's fine. But I do wish that you were able to get. I don't think we needed to have everything be in every checkboard, because then it's like, okay, that's a lot of space has to be dedicated to these particular things. But I do think each character and each vehicle should have been unlockable at least 2 boards, and that's between Air Ride, Top Ride, City Trial, and Road Trip. Nothing important should be unlocked in online. Absolutely not. And nothing is, thankfully. Online just unlocks you cosmetic shit. It's like okay, good. No, that is made by players. And Nintendo doesn't like it at all. Oh boy.
I don't think you do either.
I'm not gonna download it, but I find it's far less offensive than other things people could be doing.
Yeah, I am ambivalent on it.
I'm sure you are. I like Top Ride feels a lot more improved. Like, who the fuck played Top Ride in the original? Fucking no one. No one
Is that
played Top Ride.
Beyblade?
What?
Is that like Beyblade, like tops?
Yes, exactly like Beyblade. Good job. You've got it. But
Sick.
now it's a lot better. I've actually gotten more things unlocked in the Top Ride board than the Air Ride board.
Oh.
I don't think it's necessarily because I just played more. I think it's just easier to unlock things there in general than in Air Ride. But I also did City Trial quite a bit. I actually had the least amount of things unlocked in City Trial. And after that, I was just like, let's just see how easy it is to unlock things online, because I'm curious, and that's actually super fucking easy. It's so easy to unlock things in online. It's not anything that's actually difficult. The most difficult thing is win some matches, but considering how chaotic Air Ride is, or Air Riders rather, it's not hard to win either. The City Trial section is actually probably the harder things to do, because sometimes you got to win certain mini games. But you can also do the team mode, and if your team wins, then that counts. Like, they make it so easy to unlock things. Even in the offline stuff, you're like, okay, you have to win this or the stadium event. It's like, okay, oh boy, or you have to do this race on this one track in this amount of time. It's like, oh god, okay, that I can't. This track is 3 laps. I can't do that in 3 laps. It's impossible. You can set it to 1 lap. You can change the amount of opponents. You can give the opponents lower CPU. You can give them a higher handicap, and then you just beat them, and you unlock the thing. There is very little that
Okay.
you are not allowed to manipulate with the game settings to make things easier and still unlock it. The game's like, you're doing that? Okay.
Good.
There's a couple
Good.
things where they will word it a certain way. It's like, okay, you can't do it quite that, but yeah, great. But then there's Road Trip. You remember Smash 4 on the 3DS, how that had multiple paths, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's more or less how Road Trip works for a story mode. And as you get through like each of the set stages, it's about 2 hours long to do one run of it. As you get through as you get through different points, you'll unlock these memory fragments that tell you the story of Zora, not Sora, the character or the company, but Zora, Zorah.
The pre-evolution of Lucario.
Yes. I'm not going to spoil anything about that, but I will say that when I completed my one run of the story mode, I had 120 out of 150 things checked off. Just
Wow.
in that one run. It's like, holy shit. I did a second run, because you have to do a second run to get some of the unlocks, and it also gets you the true final boss, which... A true final boss type shit in a fucking racing game? Okay. Huh?
And it's Kirby, so you know it's going to be really disturbing and eldritch. Ooh, silence.
So, and then after the second run, I was at 146. No, 144 things unlocked. I only had 6 things I hadn't done. It's like, motherfucker. I played a little bit more. I'm now at 149. The last one is to get an all stat up item. But apparently it's a super rare drop in the shops that you just encounter on certain points of the road. And it costs 40,000 of the in-game currency. It's
Holy moly.
okay. I don't really feel like grinding this out. I think I'm going to step away for a while. I haven't gotten back into it since, but at some point I might. I feel like at this point it's a game that I'll play only when I'm playing with other people. I'm not going to play it solo anymore, I don't think. I got a good amount of hours hunting down the achievements, and I feel happy that I've unlocked all the major stuff.
Isn't all stat up the name of that character from My Hero Academia?
No.
Wow.
You got one word correct in that.
You know that one kid, he's named after Deku, right? He's Legend of Zelda adjacent. And he's
Okay,
like,
I have to
wanna
ask
be
the
like
question.
hero,
Did
all
you know
stat up.
that character's name, or did you just struggle to remember it? I'm curious.
I don't know. I can't recall what I recall.
Okay, so you were just trying to come up with it, and you just only in that moment remembered. Got it.
Well, it sounds like it's a grand game.
It is. It's really fun. I think it should be. Oh, I can't remember if it's nominated for like best family game in the Game Awards, or if it. I have an issue with the Game Awards. You know what? New topic. I have an issue with how all these awards things are done. But I need to first. Before I get into this bitch session, I need to
Yeah.
do a little bit of research. So let's go through the rest of other games first, because there's something to check. Be like, okay, what were nominated?
And I remembered I did play a game. I played a game over Thanksgiving break with my sister. It was amazing. It was the first time I played a game in months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was.
Oh, it was a Switch 2 release. So it's even relevant to this discussion. You know, the brand new game, Luigi's Mansion. We revisited Luigi's Mansion for the GameCube on NSO. What a lovely time that was. I sucked up Chauncey when the Poltergeist 3000, and Mr. Lugs was there. It was a pass the controller, old school type situation, and my sister really kind of she got the hang of it eventually, but remembering kind of the tanky controls for that game, you're like, whoa, what the hell is going on? But it's fun, and it's also still like uniquely its own thing. Even though there are other Luigi's Mansion games, none of them quite hit that vibe. I still like the original the most for kind of like the aesthetic that it manages to capture.
Before I get to my bitch session, I want to finish going over the games that have released since our last episode. If there's anything else that looks like a standout that we can kind of talk about.
Okay.
Just going through here. Is there anything else? No, that was the last one I really see in November. Xbox got the Silent Hill 2 remake, so good job.
Mm-hmm.
Took a bit. Nothing else really stands out to me. Oh, the start of December, we got that new Marvel arcade style side-scrolling beat 'em up game, Marvel Cosmic Invasion. I was shocked to see that game be announced. Like, what? An arcade style beat 'em up? You don't see this anymore. And it's got 15 characters, which this is kind of an interesting roster.
Yeah.
I think Mrs. Claus just got a message because I just got a ping on Discord. Oh gosh, she's getting a couple messages. I apologize that you guys are going to hear that. It's not your Discord's blowing up. It's mine. Sorry.
Mrs. Claus.
Mrs. Claus is... Okay, I can deal with that later. So the characters this game ended up getting were Beta Ray Bill, Black Panther, Captain America, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Iron Man, Nova, Rocket Raccoon, She-Hulk, Spider-Man, Storm, and Wolverine. And then you can unlock Phyla Vel, Phoenix, Silver Surfer, and Venom. This is quite the unique roster.
Yeah.
I like that they put this together. I mean, it's Cosmic Invasion, and it deals with, I think that's a Nihilist. Yeah, a Nihilist is invading New York. It's like, okay, yeah, we should get some fucking cosmic level characters in here. But you don't see characters like Phyla Vel, Beta Ray Bill, or any of the cosmic variants of characters. You don't see them being promoted ever, for the most part. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
It is a shock to see you, but I like the difference, especially with only 15 characters. They didn't just go for the usual. I mean, you've got Captain America, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Wolverine, but they made some choices. I'm impressed.
They did. It's a really good looking game, and it's been getting really great reviews.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
I either need to play it or watch it at some point.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Nintendo Switch 2 got Assassin's Creed Shadows, so we got a port for that. Red Dead Redemption also just got ported to all the modern consoles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, and then there's the big one. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond finally released.
Mm-hmm.
It released on the 4th, and then yesterday, the 10th, my brother beat it. So Twillis has already beaten the game.
That was fast. Nice.
He was actually ready to beat it on Monday, but he was on Tuesday. But he needed to, he wanted to show me the end, and I wasn't available that night. I was busy. He was like, all right, Wednesday then. I was like, cool. So I've seen the ending as well. I watched him play through it.
Nice.
He enjoyed it a lot.
Good.
Octopath Traveler 0 release, which is basically a console remake of the Gacha mobile game, but they stripped out all the Gacha and they just made it into a single player story. It's like, good.
It's also been well reviewed. Like people have been praising the way that Square Enix approached cultivating that story in that new realm. You know, like sans any additional payments.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Switch 2 got the new Sonic Racing game. It was already on other platforms. Yakuza 0 Director's Cut and Yakuza Kiwami 1 and 2 came to more consoles than just the Switch. We got another version of Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. Jesus
Which
Christ.
is not being well reviewed. It's very not optimized.
Are you shocked? One is Bethesda.
Yep.
Come on. People are...
Yep.
One of the complaints I saw, people said was like, hey, Bethesda, it's the end of 2025. Bro, please get this game in 60 FPS and not 30 for once.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I don't give a shit about that. But I think it's kind of funny. And it's like, wow.
And it's funny too. I mean, they've ported it to so many consoles. You would have figured they would have known how to optimize it by now. But hey, and the Switch version turned out well. So for Switch 2, not to.
Yeah. The last release I see that I zero in on is not one that's really something for most people, I don't think. But do you know of a game called Ultimate Chicken Horse?
Yeah.
You get a bunch of people, you get to like, here's some maps, and everybody gets to put obstacles on the map, and you try and make it from point A to point B, and if you do, you get points. If you don't, whoever killed you gets points if they ended up killing you with one of their traps. So a spiritual successor just released called Ultimate Sheep Raccoon, which is a similar concept, but it's a racing game.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
That I would like to play that.
I need to experience this game. It literally just came out 2 days ago. It's like, oh, I gotta try it.
That reminds me, we're starting up a game club between some of our friends in Catalyst.
Oh.
We have a new partner who is running out of space here named Dimitri, who runs All Fit Frills Photography. He's a photographer that, he takes a lot of great like themed photos of like for business portraits or family photo shoots or whatever. And he is a serious like hardcore gamer. So him and Gabe and myself are kind of pioneering this venture. I don't know when we're going to do it because this time of year is really busy for all of us. But eventually we're all going to settle down one evening, and we talked about maybe involving you when games interest you. Some of our other friends online maybe, like Dimitri wants to start doing like I Spy.
Oh.
And if you've heard of it, you probably have.
The classic kids game that you do when you're bored in the car.
Yeah. Okay. A different, maybe I'm saying it wrong. There's some sort of spy game on Steam that's very popular. I'm forgetting the name of it. Spy is in the name. Spy Team, Spy something. We're going to do that. We're going to do Pac-Man World Championship. So like Ultimate Chicken Horse, Ultimate Sheep Raboon. That like kind of reminded me. It's adjacent to that. They want to do Jackbox. I mean, obviously that's
Spy Party?
Yes. Spy Party.
Huh.
Yeah. So we're gonna get that going soon. I'll keep you apprised.
All right.
Yeah, dude. Of the list that you mentioned, there's a lot of. I probably am most interested in playing the Marvel beat 'em up out of the games that I haven't bought. Also, the Sonic Race. I want to buy that Sonic Racing game.
I did the demo of it. I like the concept of where you're switching tracks as you go, like during the race. That's pretty interesting. It felt chaotic. Like, yeah, Mario Kart's chaotic, but Mario Kart, I know what's going on. I did not know what was going on in Sonic.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Like I was just like I could not make any of the turns. I don't know what. Maybe I'm dumb, but I was not good.
Yeah. Well, that's
Mario
the thing
Kart I could drive. This
Yeah.
game I couldn't.
Like Kirby Air Riders, like a lot of people are bringing that back up. Like, oh, it's a specific type of game. It's like Smash on wheels. It's very.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Like people, like we talked before. It's like we made a whole episode of like, what if there was a Smash Kart, or no, I think we did like the new Mario Kart roster, not a Smash Kart roster. But people talk about like, oh, what if we had Smash Bros. But as a racing game, and we have characters from all across Nintendo. Okay, well, Kirby Air Riders only has Kirby characters, but it is Smash Bros. Racer. It just is. Everyone's correct.
Yeah. So there's a lot of that discourse where there's maybe like half of the people online are talking about it. Like, I love this game. It's really something I can seamlessly transition into and get used to. And then the other half is like, oh, what's happening to me? Oh my god.
I will say when I started playing Air Riders, it took a little bit for me to get into the swing of it.
Mhm.
But once I got there, I was like, okay, I know what I'm doing now. I know how to play the game again.
Kind of as somebody who didn't play Air Ride, I know, crazy, right?
Yeah,
I
actually.
was a little bit afraid of that discourse, but I bought it because I trust Sakurai first of all, and Hal Laboratory, like all those are trusted people in my mind. But also, losing my train of thought here. I like Smash. I am used to the complications of that playstyle. Kid Icarus, and I figured if I can get used to Kid Icarus Uprising and its control style, I can get used to anything. Yeah.
Uprising's control scheme needs 3 hands.
Yep.
I love the game. Don't get me wrong. I played it twice. But you need 3 hands.
You do. The way we worked our way around that, you know.
Yeah. I
Just
mean,
can't be.
the 3D version, the 3DS version of it originally came with, the physical version rather, came with a stand that you could snap your DS, your 3DS into. I was
Yeah,
like,
I
okay,
had.
that helped a lot. When I was replaying it for YouTube a couple of years ago, I didn't have that stand anymore, so like, okay, I had to struggle.
Yeah.
Yay.
Mm-hmm. There's a jiffable face. Yeah.
All right, but that's
Yeah.
every game that has released since our last episode. So what is coming up in the rest of December and in January that we know of?
Mm-hmm.
The Switch is getting the Rogue Prince of Persia that other consoles have already gotten. We're getting the
Mm-hmm.
System Shock remake, and it looks like that's really it for December. Nothing else. Prime 4 is really the only big release that I can see from all the big companies in December, which is unusual. December is usually has some more going on.
It's a big one. I mean, we've been waiting for it for almost 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. And
Uh,
the hype cycle was a little weird. Like, the trailers that were first coming out for it felt a little muted. Then it felt like, it kind of crescendoed a couple months ago when we finally got this like hugely exciting revelation with a lot of action and showcasing. And then there's a little more controversy later on. Nintendo held like the Space Marine companions pretty close to their chest until the very end. And there was like some popular YouTubers and a lot of online discourse. Like, I'm not sure how I feel about this, especially a particular character. So it's interesting how the hype kind of died down right before release, and I'm really curious about the numbers. The reviews have been incredible. Obviously, Twilix really enjoyed it.
he was not bothered by those NPCs, by the way. He was like, people are whining to whine. Like, yeah, that's about what I figured.
That's how it goes in any fandom.
Yep.
Any fandom. The worst fans of any property are the fans of said property. The worst critics, rather.
The thing I said was like, the people who are displeased will always be the most numerous and loudest voices, because generally speaking, when we enjoy something, we like something, we don't go on these long tirades about it.
Yeah.
We are like, cool, I liked it, and we move on. We might be like, yeah, this is good, and we like, you could post like a good review, but we don't tend to just go on and on and on for months and years about how great it is. No, but the people who, when you hate something, you go on and on about it.
It's like restaurant reviews on Yelp. Like, if you love a place, you're satisfied.
Yeah, most
You-
people aren't motivated to review positively, but they are motivated to review negatively.
Right. And I get it. Like, oh, Metroid's about isolation, but that's like to a degree.
It really hasn't been. There's
Yeah.
almost like Twills tell me, there's almost always been at least one other voice besides Sims, because you kind of need a voice for the player, because Samus isn't that voice. The rare exception is like Zero Mission.
Yeah.
But then like even in games that don't have other human characters, we still have like Adam the computer. We had
Yeah.
Ravenbeak and Quiet Rope in Dread, which people fucking love Dread.
Mm-hmm. The baby, Anthony Higgs.
Other M had a lot of characters.
Yeah. all of the other hunters and Prime Hunters, Dark Samus, etc., etc., etc.
Yep.
Yep.
As for other releases that are coming out in January, apparently it's going to be a fairy tale deck building game. And by fairy tale, I mean the anime, not just fairy tales in general, which is kind of surprising that that's going to exist.
It's like called Fairy Tale Deathbone.
Fairy tale dungeons, actually.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know what you're talking about. We're also getting the Switch 2 version of Animal Crossing New Horizons that apparently is going to be substantial. And Nintendo has been holding private events showing people everything that's in it. Was like, okay, what do you have hiding under your sleeve for this? Because this is kind of odd. I'm
Maybe they're
surprised.
bolting Amiibo Festival 2 into there.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that announcement came out of left field. Or like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, here. Yeah.
There's The Legend of Heroes, Trails Beyond the Horizon, Dynasty Warriors Origins is coming to Switch 2, as is Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, which is the version with the Yuffie DLC. I think Switch is also supposed to, or Switch 2 rather, is also going to get Rebirth, but it's going to be a huge download. Holy shit.
Not surprising. And I'm not doing it.
And that's everything I see for January. These are the things that like I kind of recognize and can mention. Code Vein is also coming at the end of January. Or no, that's actually Code Vein 2. I didn't know there was a 2. Oh, I guess it's new. So it's coming to PS5, Windows, and Xbox. So if you like Code Vein, guess what? Sequel's coming up soon.
Veins.
All right, I can do my rant now, right? We can do a
Yeah.
bitch fest. All right. So
Yeah.
this
Is
isn't
that the name of
necessarily
this
just
episode? The Bitch Fest. There you go.
probably not. This isn't necessarily just started at the Game Awards, but Game Awards are guilty of the sin. But as is pretty much any reward show for the most part. So, John, let me ask you a question here. It is December 2025. Should we, in December of 2025, be voting on the best game of 2025? Let me stop you there. No! It's still 2025! There are still games coming out. Are they all going to be hits that are going to be... I don't want to use the word worthy. Are they going to be games that might be Game of the Year contenders? Maybe not, but they're still releasing. Let me educate all you fucking companies out there. First of all, let's stop picking blank of the year during that year. You're all dumb. Y'all fucking say it. You're all stupid.
Yeah.
Move these shows to 2026. And depending on one very important factor, either do it in February or do it in March. And I was thinking about this earlier today because I was like, oh, I'm going to mention this shit. If your show has any kind of fan voting element, move the show to March. If you do not have a fan voting element, move it to February. We're not doing January for a good reason. The last game of 2025 could release on December 31st, 2025. That is the cutoff. Before there can be any voting or deliberation, a month should pass to give people a chance to experience these games, whether it's by watching somebody play, playing it themselves, or just talking about it with people. Let people actually have a chance to experience it, because sometimes people will vote for things, and it's like, oh, hey, this game came out 3 weeks ago. What? And it's eligible? Now I know that Kirby Air, I don't know what the cutoff is for like the Game Awards, but like the Golden Joystick Awards already happened too. And it's like, bitch, that's way too early. Jesus. But I don't think any game should be eligible if it's not at least 1 month old. And even then, I think 1 month is, I don't think that's enough time. I feel like it should be 2 months. Really, truly. But whatever. I know there was 1 year, I don't remember what the game was, but there was a year where like the Game Awards had nominated a game for Game of the Year and a bunch of other rewards where it was like the game had been out for like a month and a half. It's like, what the hell? Recency bias. We all know it's real. It's like, okay, yeah, I know the game is good, but it just came out. Let it marinate. For fuck's sake.
So you're saying like perhaps for like the 2026 Game Awards, you should be it could be held in March, and you're considering all of the games released from January to December. So you're giving that full calendar year acknowledgement. And then March 2027 comes and you're looking at all the games from 2026.
Yes. That's how it should be.
That would make sense. And I was looking it up too from like the music end. So the Grammys are also kind of weird, where for your album to be considered for Grammy consideration, it has to release between October of the year prior through September of so like for the 2026 Grammys in February, they are considering records that were released between October 2024 to September 2025. And I was thinking, oh, that doesn't make sense. That's odd.
No.
That's actually perhaps worse than what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, they are having a year of time that they're blocking off. But here's the question. You're saying that's from October to
September.
Wait.
Yes. October 24 to
Yes.
September 25.
Yes, thank
The
you.
awards are in
Now-
February 26.
Okay, and the awards were okay. So that's plenty of time then for them to actually let everything rest and actually experience everything. Good credit to them.
Oh, okay.
I think it should. Well, I mean, it's weird that it's September and October, but at least October or that September is that deadline. But if the show is in February, you got October, November, December, January, 4 months of time to experience everything. That's good. Thank you.
So, actually, game program should take a page from out of that booklet.
Honestly, yes. When were the golden joysticks? October.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch.
I know.
No.
Yeah, it is awkward to
and that's
like
one
have
with a
this
fan vote too. It's like, God.
major AAA release like Metroid Prime 4 and then not have it be available for consideration.
Mm-hmm.
It's odd. Mm-hmm.
Like, would Metroid Prime 4 win the 2025 Game Awards? No, I don't think so. But should it absolutely get credit and be nominated?
Yeah.
Yes. Would it be nominated for Game of the Year? I don't know. But it would definitely be nominated for shooter or adventure game or whatever the category would be. It probably, I wouldn't be surprised if they put it under family friendly. I have a second rant. The family friendly category is bullshit. And I'm not saying it shouldn't happen. I'm saying the games they nominated for it don't make sense to me. John, I want to ask you a question. What do you think is maybe not but what is a primary element that you think a game should have in order for it to be family friendly? That's not actually what the reward is called. I'm trying to think. Best family game. That's what it's called. Best family game. What do you think should be a primary element of any game nominated for the best family game award?
Multiplayer.
For how many people?
A family, 4.
Okay.
4 plus.
One of the nominees is Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Of course it is.
Only 2 players. And even then, it's really only 1 player. Another nominee, Split Fiction. Incredible game. It's 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
I will never vote for a game for Best Family Game if it is not a 4-player game. People, they nominate this because, it's colorful, it's flashy, it's got family-friendly characters like Donkey Kong.
A lot of people harangue the Game Awards for saying, like, the family-friendly award is really just an opportunity to give Nintendo a handshake and send them on their way.
That's kind of what it feels like a lot of times.
Yeah.
But it's like, I voted for Mario Kart World, even though I think Split Fiction is I think both Split Fiction and Donkey Kong Bonanza are both much better games than Mario Kart World, but you can't call that a family game when it's 2, arguably 1 player. No.
Yeah, very mild sidebar. At least Kirby Air Riders does what Mario Kart World doesn't in terms of ease of use for unlockables. I meant to mention that earlier.
Yeah.
Anywho. Yeah, I agree. That's silly. It could be reworked. Bonanza, Prime 4, like they should both, in my opinion, be Game of the Year nominees. I don't know who would be punted out though. Is the problem? There's actually pretty steep.
Bonanza is nominated, so
yeah, it is, and I would probably, just based off of like the knowledge that I have of Prime 4, I'd probably still slot Bonanza in there over Prime 4. But even still, I mean, these are all just semantics, you know.
The only Game of the Year nominee that I can't really speak because I've never heard of this. I don't know anything about it. Is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So if I was going to knock something out, it will be that. But that's not really a question of quality. It's a question of who are you? I don't know you personally.
Yeah. basically everybody on the internet saying most of these games have a chance, but Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and Bonanza have no chance of winning the game of the year.
I mean, we're recording this the night of the Game Awards, well, the day of the Game Awards. It's not nighttime yet. We don't know what's going to win, but I think I've mentioned this before, maybe. But my prediction is Clear Obscure Expedition 33 is not only going to win Game of the Year, it's going to win a lot of awards. I don't know if it'll sweep, but it does have the record for most nominations of any single game at the Game Awards. If it doesn't win, then I think it's Silksong. But I don't think it's going to be Death Stranding because I haven't, like, I know Death Stranding 1 was, I don't even know how big I'll say Death Stranding 1 is. I think it was big, but I'm not saying like it wasn't. I think it was more niche in its bigness. I think there's something about Kojima there's the Kojima fan base, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, but not meaning to at least. And I think Death Stranding 2, like I've heard even less chatter about that game. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 doesn't have a chance. Donkey Kong doesn't have a chance. And then I think Hades 2 and Hollow Knight, Silksong, are going to bleed votes from each other.
Mm-hmm.
If those two fan bases can come to a consensus, they have a shot. But it's going to be Expedition 33. I'm pretty sure.
I agree. My prediction is also Clear Obscure, with the outside shot of Silksong or Hades 2. In that order. In that order, I would say. Cool.
Well, that was all my rant on Game Awards.
Excellent.
I'm sure there's going to be some new games be revealed tonight, most of which I probably won't care about because they're not my series or my genres. But for those people that like them, congrats.
They said we're going to learn more about the future of Tomb Raider tonight, which is interesting.
Yeah, that got leaked. We actually have the box art. It's that's leaked. We know what game the big mysterious statue is for. I can say it because this is going to be a January episode. It's for Larian Studios because we got a trademark be revealed of a logo for the new game, and it matches the statue, and it's a new divinity.
Oh yeah. I've heard of this too. Yeah. That's big. Oh, it's a remake. It's a Tomb Raider.
Well,
remake.
Tomb Raider. It's supposed to be a remake of the original Tomb Raider. Mm-hmm. In the box art, you can definitely tell it's the same pose.
Seek out the box art. I'm seeing the leak though. Oh, I see. Okay, cool. I hope it's good. Interesting to see that it's keeping around after this. That's such a weird series in terms of like it constantly being acquired by different companies.
This is my 4th spam call from a different number today. What the hell?
Odd.
Annoying is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Job marketers, perhaps.
It's not job market. If it was, they would leave a fucking message.
Oh yeah. Well, oftentimes I'll get these text calls even, years after, previously being unemployed. Where it's like, hello, this is Jessica with fake recruiting agency. You can do this work from home job and earn $5,000 every 2 weeks. I'm like, yeah, right. And then, inevitably I'm like, that seems fake. And then my uncle will get the same text and be like, hey, I heard that I could get this job and make $5,000 every 2 weeks. And then we have to go through, no, this is fake. This is a phishing scam. And here's why. Be like, oh, very interesting. And then we'll just kind of repeat that every couple months.
Yeah.
Same with like my parents, and like that generation getting fooled by AI videos as they become more and more, quality. Mm-hmm. It's a whole thing. I've told my parents, like, we like legitimately got to sit down and I've basically got to give you a class on how to identify these things because it's pretty. Yeah, it's dangerous, and for some reason, what we can easily identify as chronically online, millennials, they cannot.
and they're getting better. They're getting better.
They are. Every so often, I'll get fooled by something, and everyone in the comments say, that's AI. I'm like, okay, yep, you just yank my like back.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you've already fed the algorithm by not even just liking it, but pausing your scroll long enough to watch it already has fed the algorithm.
Yeah. People should pause their scrolls long enough to watch this video that we're recording now. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Support
Well, that was a
us
nice.
on everything.
That was a nice rant.
Thank you.
We should have a section called Zant Rants on every episode. You can rant about something of your choosing. Hmm.
So speaking of games we played recently, sometimes you'll be playing through a game and things are nice, like nothing, like you've had a few challenging fights, but everything is still good. You're enjoying your time, and then you get to the final dungeon. It's like, okay, the final dungeon, you've gone through that. Some of the puzzles of the game have been a little annoying. It's like, how the hell are you supposed to figure that out? But okay, now fine, moving on. We're there, we get there. It's the final boss. Okay, cool, we're at the final boss. Awesome, this is great. Oh, you do 4 attacks in a round. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. Boy. Okay. Oh, we're in phase 2. Cool. Oh, you only do 3 attacks around now. Oh, cool. That's better. What's this attack? Oh. Oh God. You just did so much damage to my whole team. 2 of them are dead. The other 2 are on death's door. Okay, we gotta spend a turn. We gotta revive. We gotta get people healed. Okay, cool. We got healed. We spent 2 turns healing and reviving. Okay, now what do you... Oh, you're doing it again. Okay, they didn't all die this time. Okay, we can do a little bit of healing. We can prepare an attack. Next round. Oh, you're doing it again! And again! Almost every round of this cruel ruin. Anybody that knows exactly what I'm talking about now, because that's the name of the attack. And then you get to phase 3, and it's like, huh, your bitch is only doing 2 actions a round now. I got your fucking number. Oh God, you're still doing it almost every round. Ah! Golden Sun, The Lost Age.
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck programmed the final boss? Because I need to have words with your ass. I say specifically with your ass. Yeah, that's the second game. That final boss was just blatantly unfair. Super bosses make their bitch asses unfair. This makes sense. The final boss of the game maybe should be blatantly unfair. It is insanity. And I wasn't underleveled.
Yeah.
But it is insanity. I think I was like technically a few levels higher than where most people end up at. But then to tie it up, I eventually beat it. I actually had to, I've been taking save states on my totally legit copy of the game. I've been taking save states as I was through the fight. Just be like, okay, we're making progress. I got wiped out. I lost. I put my stream on the be right back screen and I walked away because I need a minute to just chill to myself because I am angry. I am enraged.
Yeah.
I step back down on the computer. I read a little bit, try to see if there's any little tips or tricks, and it's like, nope, it's prey. Okay. Oh, amazing. I get back to the stream. I'm just like, okay, back in the game. Hello, viewers. We have 2 options. 1, we end the stream right now, 30 minutes early. And then I spend time in the next week to level grind 10 additional levels out of this bitch ass. And we try again. Or I do this neat little trick I can do in this version of the game. And I click the quick load button and we're right back into this bitch. And we are resumed. And luckily that quick save was when he had 1,000 HP left. And I had better RNG and I was able to beat him.
Wow. Wow. That must have felt rewarding to an extent.
And now I gotta do the super bosses this weekend.
QLEX, here we come.
I was given some advice on prep for the post game content though, so I leveled up from level 38 to level 50.
Oh, very good.
I'm ready.
Your whole party, huh? Your shift tree is ready for this. Excellent.
What?
Your whole party, your shift tree is ready.
Yeah, all 8 characters, level 50.
Holy, wow, that's a big roster.
Because very spoilers, but very late into Golden Sun 2, the characters from Golden Sun 1 join you. You actually play with completely different parties in both games.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then on a similar note, I've been on a recording blitz as of late, starting in I started recording Pokemon Black like in like September or something, and then I took like a month break because I was working on other things. And I saw I was early on in that, but then once I got back to it, I was on a blitz rush of it. Got it, the rest of it done in like 3 weeks, and then I was like, okay, let's get the next game done. I did Mega Man Battle 6, recorded all 40 something episodes of that in 2 weeks. Like, okay, moving on to the next game, Final Fantasy V. It's been what was Thanksgiving? It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm in the post game Super Dungeon recording that. And I've got like, 4 to 7 episodes left. I'm a madman. And then similarly, the final boss of Final Fantasy V was mostly going well until the second form, where he's got 4 targets I have to attack now with all different attacks. When you get down to just one of his little pieces left, he starts bitch ass spamming Meteor.
Yeah.
Different song, but same verse.
I understood that
Bitch
reference.
ass wiped me, and then like, okay, I prepared secondary strats because beforehand I was like, I'm gonna level these specific job classes because they have a nasty combo, and then I beat his ass. I was like, eat shit, motherfucker.
Great.
And now I'm leaving a trail of blood and dust to the post game dungeon. Like, fuck
Excellent.
you, I'm not playing around anymore. I'm done.
No plan.
Ay.
Ay.
I've talked a lot this episode. Do you have anything you want to talk about? This is not just the AJOLWTTA show.
Fried chicken. We have
chicken.
something, and we have a prophecy to fulfill.
We do?
So, eagle-eared listeners will recall that in the last episode of Super Cast Brothers, we had talked about predictions for just anything, and I went off the wall and I said, I predict that in the next episode of AJOLWTTA, you and I are going to talk about fried chicken at different restaurants, and we're going to rank them. Rank the chicken. So this will be very impromptu because there are no notes prepared. We didn't bring chicken to the table today to eat on camera. So, chicken chains. What can you think of? KFC, Popeyes, Raising Cane's, Wingstop.
Go Chicken Go.
Chicken Go.
No, Go Chicken Go.
Go Chicken Go.
Raising Cane's.
Quick Trip Chicken Rollers.
Your
local grocery store Chinese fried chicken.
Who are the people that Popeyes fights with?
They fight with somebody. Kentucky Fried Chicken, you're talking
about?
KFC?
No, they had like several years ago. There was this marketing campaign of Popeyes versus some other company. I don't remember who it was now. Churches, that might be it.
Mm-hmm. And Jollibee, that's another big one.
Dairy Queen.
So, Dairy Queen, they have a fried chicken, huh? Or like a chicken tender?
Yeah.
Okay. On a drumstick or a tendy?
Tendy.
Okay.
Are we also talking about like chicken nuggets? Because then we got McDonald's and we got Wendy's.
We can fold it in. It's too bad we didn't prep with like a bracket or something. But I
haven't done a silly poll in a while.
Well, we can make an official silly poll. Are you posing that perhaps we table this discussion and revisit it after we've ran the litmus test through our friend group?
Yeah,
because we can do that. We can do that. Okay. Sounds good. Let's do that then.
I don't know how many episodes of this is going to be until that's done, but this will be fun.
It will be. I'm going to dredge something else up from my end then, because again, like I teased, that I was going to talk about. Yeah, I'm always just teasing people, and I got to stop that.
You really do. It's gotten a little weird.
Plus unfulfilling for everyone involved. But nonetheless, I kind of teased last episode that my uncle wasn't doing well. This is a guy that you've met, for a little while, and we've had dinner with him. He, much like yourself, you're talking at the start of the episode, he had a heart attack about a year ago, and it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. It turned out that he had all 3 of his arteries clogged, like basically all the way.
Yeah.
So he was very bad off, not well off. He actually when he finally went into surgery 6 months later, after the fact, because of some chicanery in insurance world, he finally got his surgery going. His fatal, his potentially fatal heart attack. 6 months later, whole other side rant. But he was in surgery for over 11 hours. It was nuts. I was getting calls from the surgeons and the doctors and nurses from the facility at like 3 a.m. They were still going, and they were saying, like, we need you're like the executor of his will while he's unconscious. We need you to make these decisions. He's honestly like one of the toughest cases we've had in a while. This is going several hours, like over the average heart surgery.
Wow.
So it was very intense, and we didn't know. It was touch and go for a while. The surgery was a success, though. He then went on this journey for 3 to 4 months, recovering in the hospital. Then he had an infection. They needed to reopen his chest and like reinforce his chest with a steel plate because his wound was coming undone and opening up. It was all sorts of shit. I mean, he was fine when he met him. It was like right after the folk festival this year that all this went down.
Wow.
Yeah, so he really went through the ringer, and ultimately, he went to a like a convalescent kind of recovery facility for about a month, and then he came home. And it's just been touch and go since then with his health. He's like with any condition, any medical condition, you're working with a team of doctors all over town, all at different facilities. What works with your insurance, what doesn't work with it, which is bullshit. A whole other rant. And what kind of, just kind of throwing stuff at a wall, experimenting, because these doctors, they don't, they're still like, there's a science to this medical profession, and that includes the needing to theorize and throw things at a wall and figure things out. So, it got to a point like his medication was affecting him negatively. He was just, up and down and up and down and up and down for months, and it was pretty stressful because, I'm the primary caretaker for these people, my mom and dad and uncle. So I'm taking him to appointments at some points 3 to 4 times a week on top of my work, which is very intense and stressful, and brought me to the brink of an anxiety attack a couple of times. It's pretty intense. But yeah, I mean, just in the last couple of weeks, though, between the time we recorded the last episode of AJOLWTTA and now, he's doing better.
Good.
He's doing better. Not expected. I was worried that it might be a second wind situation where he would do well for a few days and then crash really hard. But which happens often for people who are towards the end of their lives, it feels like. But for him, and this won't, to make it clear, this will not last forever. He still has heart failure. This is something that cannot change, so he will progressively over time get worse until you can no longer get any worse, and the inevitability happens that what comes for all of us will one day come for him, and it will be related to his heart.
Yeah.
So that's the reality we face. And it's the same reality we face with my mom with her kidney failure, and she's doing well now, but won't be one day. It's a weird reality to face. It's like, I'm acknowledging that we all die someday, and we now know what you will most likely die from, unless something unexpected happens, which would be worse.
Yeah. Mine was probably heart related too.
Yeah, right. So he's doing well now. Like, we post Thanksgiving, even on Thanksgiving Day, he came into the room. It was the first time he even could muster the energy enough to leave his independent unit, casita,
and come into our house for dinner, which is, a few yards walk. It's not very far. And he was out of breath. His talking was slurred. He kind of talks with a certain weight lifted up. Like there's a certain height to his voice that he doesn't normally have. Like his general tone of voice. He has
Yeah.
a pretty middle road voice. It's normal cadence. His cadence changes. It goes up when he's not feeling well from his heart. He talks more like this, like, "Oh, hello everyone. It's me, Uncle Doug." And it's not normal. It's not good. It's very evident that he is extremely low energy and there's something wrong.
Yeah.
For a while I'd kind of theorized, like, did he have a stroke as a result of like all of this mess, because he was talking like that for a while. But then, post Thanksgiving, first week of December, this is all very recent, we're recording this on December 11th. I have a new car. Again, I have a new car. My Kia Soul, quick story, had issues. The one that I drove you and Eric around in during the folk festival weekend. It had issues coming up. It's only a 4.5-year-old brand new car, basically. And it had oil leak issues, like very severe oil leak issues, to the point that I brought my car home one night, and like the bottom little screw that holds all the oil in fell out, and all the oil fell out.
Oh.
And that was after, a slow leak kind of took out all the oil over time. And I was actually stuck near the Tucson Mall, pulled into a Denny's parking lot with my car unable to move. So my dad came over with more oil. We got the car home. And then that happened the second that we parked it.
Jesus.
So we got it fixed. We had it, brought it to the maintenance shop that the dealership we bought it from runs the next day. They fixed it. They said that, you have an engine problem that some of cars from this year have, that like my parents had the same vehicle, but they didn't run into this engine malfunction. My car was lucky enough to have the malfunction. So they fixed the issue, as they were. But I ended up running into a similar issue again, where I identified several months later that there was another leak coming up from under the car. Like I could see it when I was walking back to my car from the shop. I was like, this is interesting. So I brought it home. We looked under the vehicle and like could identify, and my dad was there. He's, much more of a car guy than I am. So he teaches me some of this stuff as needed, as it comes up. And he, he's like, it's similar to the oil leak, the gas leak that you had, but, this is like slick, oily, clear liquid. And I'm like, what is it? He's like, I don't know. So I'm like, that's great. I'm going to trade this motherfucker in. Take it back. Take it back, because this is, and then when you take it there, the car dealer dude is like, oh, you got yourself a lemon of a vehicle, huh? And he's very helpful, though. He's the same guy I bought my previous car from. So I traded my old Kia Soul in on a new Kia Soul, a 2025 one. It went from burnt orange to dark gray. Yeah, as it were. And so I have a new Kia Soul. And you could tell from the start, like it runs much smoother, thankfully, like smoother than the older vehicle ever does. Like you wouldn't know that there was an issue with the previous car until you get into the same make and you're in one that just rides how it's supposed to. You're like, oh, turns out that I was potentially in a death trap for 4.5 years. That's cool. And so were at certain times my parents, my uncle, my sister, my dogs, Trevor, you, Eric, my coworkers. It's great.
Yeah.
But now, assumptively everything is okay. My RNG reset, as it were. And we have luckier stats now. Hopefully. So I, that long side rant, that's feeding into. I took Uncle Doug on a ride in the new car. He was very excited about the new car. He wanted to, he kind of harangued me for several days. Like, you know, because I'm busy. I'm really busy this time of year, and he's texting me like, "When are we going to go on the ride? When are we going to, you know?" And I'm having to push it off and push it off. I feel bad about it. We finally, December 3rd, we get out on the road. I take him for a ride down the street to Walmart. You know, 15-minute drive and back, and that whole time, you know, it's 45 minutes. We're in the grocery store too, like shopping around for his stuff. And he did several things that were positive health wise. Like he's very energetic. He's more like him, the him that you met. I mean, even I would say like not even the him that you met, like more like the him pre heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
Like just very full of energy, very incredibly talkative. He's talking in the cadence and rhythm and tone that you know he should be talking in, instead of this weird new tone that he sometimes talks in when he's not feeling well. He walked with only his cane instead of a walker or needing a wheelchair. He walked well. He didn't stop for his breath multiple times over, you know, just a few paces like he normally would. And he was talking about, you know, he's keeping up on his health and buying the things that he needs to kind of sustain himself, as opposed to, you know, let's do everything that we want to do and just crash and burn, you know, kind of thing. So he was making an effort. He felt energetic. We even like did these side quest things. We took pictures in front of the Christmas tree and the shopping center. We went to the gas station and all that time. It was normal. He's more normal than he had been in over a year.
Good.
It was very odd for all the challenges we've been through since his heart attack in early November of last year to now, for him to now be relatively normal, even to the point where he's riding his motorcycle again, which, by the way, for the first time in over a year, he mustered that energy to do so. You know, when he normally could not even muster the energy to walk 10 paces out of his home, out of his room. Like the only time you see him is when he's taking out the trash, and then he's back in the shed, sleeping in his you know, renovated bedroom in our old shed unit that he lives in. So yeah, I mean that's the update for now, and I'm identifying that this may be not this update may be very temporary, and maybe that next time we talk, it's taking a turn for the worst. You never know.
Yeah.
But for now, in this moment, he is doing better than he ever has, like in over a year since his heart attack.
Good.
So, yeah, it's solid. Like, you know, I'm sure you had your own trials and tribulations following what you went through, but you seem to have plateaued and are doing generally well, you know, which is good.
I mean,
good.
I'm not doing
Yeah.
healthy, I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
Changing eating habits when you're an incredibly picky person, there's a lot of things that you just do not like, is hard. I tried like a really hard swap after I got home, but the things I was supposed to be trying to eat, like I just could not eat. I was like, no, this is bad. I don't like how it tastes. I don't like how it feels on my tongue. And I had a real quick choice I had to make of eat or just change my food. And because I wasn't eating very much, because I was like, I don't want to eat this stuff. This is not good. It's like bad taste, bad feel. So I went to worse things, which is better than before, kind of, at least in some degrees. And it's kind of been like a sliding scale of things since then. What's really been bad about this in particular is since I lost my job back in January, I don't have health insurance, which means medication is really expensive. So have I been keeping up on it well? No.
Yeah.
I am choosing financial health over bodily health, because while without bodily health I'm dead, without financial health I'm
Also dead.
homeless. Yeah, also dead, more or less. It's like, okay, I would rather be eating things that are tasty and not end up in a ditch.
Yeah.
With a knife in my gut because I had to borrow money from a shark loan. I don't know.
Yeah.
We all know.
Yeah. We all know, and you know, I alluded to that too. I mean, may as well face it head
Medicine.
on, because most people listening would agree, or all probably, because we're a niche show.
That's true.
The healthcare industry in this country is
Fucked.
extremely cutthroat, messed up. Yeah, it's fucked. That we are the only majority, you know, like major, you know, for lack of a better term on the fly, I don't like using this term, major first world country
Yeah, I hate it
to
too.
put their people through this mess. You know, without any semblance. I mean, I was thinking about this the other day. My parents, you know, my dad worked his entire life for 67 years putting money into Medicare. You get rewarded with health insurance when you're retired. When you're older, you can't work anymore, whatever the deal is. That health insurance still has clauses. You only get paid so much in Social Security, which you also paid into your entire life, and yet they still tax when they give it to you.
And they keep trying to kill.
Yeah, which they keep trying to kill. And even then, with the Medicare, they're still paying out of pocket for their primary care visits, for their specialty visits, for their surgeries, obviously, for every little thing. They're the penny pinching little demons, you know, who are taking money, like some of their medication. They're fucking $40 here, $75 here, $100 here, $150 here. It's absurd. My sister just had a EpiPen. Because her allergies, asthma are, you know, getting worse, so they gave it to her as a precaution. It cost $15 with her insurance.
Jesus.
But it could cost up to $7,500, depending on if you don't have insurance, depending on the type of insurance you have. It's bullshit.
It's
you know,
bullshit.
And to that degree, yeah.
Like that kills people.
Yeah. And I have you know, Affordable Care Act insurance. I just applied for it. I'm getting it in January. Great.
Good
It's
luck.
the best thing that I can get. It's $70 a month. I get dental. It's a good deal. But I'm recognizing, you know, I've not been on ACA before. So already in the next year, I know that
they're trying to kill it too.
Yeah.
They're trying to kill it quick.
Yeah, they are. Which is funny. Cancel me if you want to. I don't care, because I'm talking against the kind of people that I don't care if they do. The conservatives wrote the bill for the Affordable Care Act.
Yeah. It's based off of something Mitt Romney made.
Yeah. But, you know, because there's, I don't know, there's racism involved. You can say, oh, Obama enacted it.
Yeah, it's so funny. I'll hear my grandfather, or people will say this about like other people that they've heard of. They'll be bitching about Obamacare, really blah blah. It's like, but at the same time, they're on the Affordable Care Act, and they love Affordable Care. It's like, it's the same thing, dumbass. Your racist brain is just supplanting things. God, I want to smack these people.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I have it's funny, you know, there are, if you put a little bit of thought into it, and maybe turn off Fox News, you would realize most of us have the same interests.
Yeah.
You know, and we all have the same enemies, which, don't get me wrong, I am not a member of either major party. I think there are major issues with Democrats and Republicans that are terrible issues, and that is also seeing, like, it's this cognitive dissonance. It's like playing football. These two sides hate each other, but like 80% of the shit that they're doing are in their same monetary interests. So it's very,
when you compare our left and right that we have in this country to the scales of all the other nations where their where their politicians land, our left aligned Democrats, they're pretty center.
Yeah.
There are very few of our Democrats that are actually left of center. It's basically Bernie Sanders and AOC.
Yeah.
And
Neely, like Mamdani, and who's a mayor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, like it's you know, peppered here and there, especially in like local governments, like the kind of style of government who, in my opinion, that would be better and more progressive, but nowhere near the amount that needs to be accepted to give us like what we need for a universal Medicare, like something that would actually help. Because the current Medicare as it is, the current Affordable Care Act as it is, and insurance in general, predatory, horrible, disgusting, does not work.
Yep.
And we are fucked when every other nation basically is not in this particular sense. It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. God, I mean, that played any part in my uncle delaying his heart surgery for 6 months after almost dying and having all of his arteries clogged almost to 100% capacity. He played Monopoly every fucking day of his life, like to the extreme, because of insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the need to find insurance that fit to make his surgery happen, which is insane. It should not be a partisan issue.
No.
We should discuss this. It should not be a political problem.
What the wildest thing to me about all this is, do these people realize that if the peasants that we are, if we're dead, they don't get votes, and then they're out of power. They realize this, right? I mean, granted, technically, I'm not voting for the people that are the biggest problems in this, but the areas of this country that are the most affected by the policies that they've been making and that their efforts to tear down medical care even further are the ones that are voting for the worst people. So if you let those people die, you're gonna be fucking yourselves. And I'm personally, especially I don't want people to die. Hubris?
Yeah. And I don't, this is our political system may be too big to fail, which is an issue because it sucks.
Let it fail. Let it fail.
If only.
Burn it down, start again.
And we're at this point too. I was talking about this the other day to some other people. It's kind of like they purposely keep us this poor with our options, like you're talking about.
That's the reason why they fucked the education.
Yeah. It's like so they can continue to get those votes, but also so they can continue to keep
poor, stupid, and entertained.
Yeah. Keep us all here and just barely scraping by so that way we can't leave.
Yep.
Like, let me tell you, if I can hop over the border today and start a new life in Mexico or Canada, I would.
Yeah, same.
But there are too many issues. There are too many hurdles to cross, financially and otherwise. It's ridiculous. Here we are, though, living our lives. More financial freedom for you versus physical health. I mean, and let me tell you, kind of more of a humorous thing. We did kind of bawl when he came to Tucson. Like the amount of fast food that we ate in 2 weeks was kind of incredible. And I remember you saying like, "Oh, my doctor's not gonna like this."
Oh yeah, I make that joke all the time. It's like, yeah, just don't tell my doctor I'm doing this because he won't like it.
Yeah.
I'm also not a big fan of that guy because I feel like a lot of this guy tried to push Ozempic on me, which is like, boy, first of all, I ain't dumb. I'm not gonna just follow your. It's the latest fad miracle drugs. Like, no, we ain't doing that. Plus, oh no, I got some weight on a belly. Boo fucking who? I know a lot of people that are a lot worse than me. I'm okay. All right.
Yeah. I know it started as a drug for diabetics, and
which I am.
Has helped my mom in terms of like I don't think she's on it now because of, again, insurance.
Yeah, insurance, and also it's got some problems.
Yeah, it's a shot, right? Like you have to.
Yeah.
It's
supposed to be a big help with weight loss, but it's also like it can cause other issues to go on. And if you start taking it, but then you stop taking it, you're gonna get further issues. Like, okay, well, just lost job, but also the government's fucking around with medication, so it's going to get even worse with things. You think I'm going to fall into that trap? No. No, thank you. Try again.
Don't worry. The way we're going, in 6 months, vaccines won't even exist in America anymore. To any extent. They'll be like, Ozempic. That's
We
only
don't
for the
have
president.
Tylenol anymore either.
Yeah, as it
Idiots.
were. As it fucking were. I'll take fucking 40 Tylenol in a day than ever
I mean,
be.
that's probably going to result in an overdose, so probably don't do that.
Oh, well, then ever be aligned with those people? I would still opt for that. Might be a yeah, but no, I know, I understand. It's problematic to say that. I just realized, but point being, ridiculous.
Yeah.
All this, like, there are so many layers to what's wrong. I mean, even with just the insurance problem, and it's just one of those things. I find these political issues, they're like spider veins. You open up the trap, you identify this one issue, and then you realize that issue is related on a local to federal to international level. Every other problem is just interlaced in this impossible loop.
It's spaghetti code.
Yeah, it sucks.
Oh my god, it's spaghetti code.
Well, at least it's not lasagna, because then I'd want to eat it.
Do you know the term spaghetti code?
No.
It's a thing in coding where you make your code, right? This is the initial code. It's not great, but everything is working. And as you're adding more things, you're just coding things on top, and you're just layering it, and you're just layering it, and then it's got this horrible structure. But if you try and go back and you fix something, you're going to end up breaking everything.
Okay, so it's like
spaghetti
the current
code.
Folk Festival website.
It's like the what?
It's like the current Tucson Folk Festival website that we're getting fixed this month.
Maybe. I didn't see the code for that.
To a degree. 96 different plugins that we're dealing with.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, I know. Luckily, a very nice man named Shashank is helping us migrate the new website domain this week.
Is he having a redemption?
He's redeeming us, yes.
Okay.
He's redeeming us, as it were. Well, I'd hate to end things on a sour note. You got anything else you want me to?
Oh, I can do something that will bore people, but I love my speculative bullshit.
You should.
I've had something I've wanted to talk about since episode 1. Granted, it's only episode 3, so that's not a long time. But I can finally dive into this a bit. So, Dissidia. Final Fantasy. It's the crossover fighting game. Last episode, I talked about how I got to do the beta test for Dissidia Duellum, the potentially upcoming mobile game that we haven't heard anything of since that beta test. So,
yeah,
who knows? But I want to talk about just like a little bit of history of Dissidia first. So the first game, nobody expected this thing to even exist. I think it started out as a Kingdom Hearts fighting game, but then they switched gears because I think there was concerns about Disney and not wanting them to do it. But it started out with one hero and one villain from the first 10 Final Fantasy games, and then there was a bonus character from 11 and 12. And there's a storyline about these characters being summoned from their worlds to fight for the gods of order and chaos, cosmos and chaos. God of chaos. No, I'm sorry. He's not the god of chaos. He's the god of discord. My bad. But he is chaos.
Wow.
Yes.
I could see why the god of discord would be problematic.
Yes. And two sides fight. The heroes are trying to gain crystals of Cosmos' power, which they can then use to defeat chaos. And in the end, they win. Cool, everybody gets to go home and it's happy. Yay. And they all go back to whatever point in the story that they were taken from, except for Warrior of Light, who is actually starting his journey, which I find really interesting. He's actually taken before his adventure begins. But the characters that were in the first game, from Final Fantasy 1, you had the characterless Warrior of Light himself and Garland as the villain. And then there's also Chaos is also from Final Fantasy 1. Cosmos is the original character. From Final Fantasy 2, we had Firion and the Emperor, also Emperor Mateus, whatever name you want to go with him by. Final Fantasy 3 gave us the Onion Knight from the original version instead of any of the named characters from the 3DS version, and the Cloud of Darkness as the villain. A lot of people expected to be Zandy, but we got Cloud of Darkness instead. Final Fantasy 4 had Cecil Harvey and Golbez. 5 had Bartz Klauser and Exdeath. 6 had Tara Branford and Kefka Palazzo. 7 had Cloud Strife and Sephiroth. 8 had Squall Leonhardt and Ultimeshia. Some people expected Cypher. 9 gave us Zidane Tribal and Kuja. 10 gave us Tidus and Jekt. A lot of us, including me, thought we'd get Seymour. Jekt was a surprise, but they did that because they wanted a character that could be a martial character, not just another evil mage on the villain side, which makes sense. Jekt and Cypher are kind of the only options there. I guess technically you could do Kane. And then our bonus character from Final Fantasy XI was Shantoto, the most powerful black mage in all of Final Fantasy, canonically. Do not make her mad. And our bonus character from Final Fantasy XII was Gabranth, which to this day kind of surprises me that Gabranth was the choice. They went with a hero from 11 and a villain from 12. There's 2 other characters I would have picked before Gabranth, but, whatever. And then the second game came out, and it was a prequel. It was Dissidia Duodecim. Dissidia covered the events of the 13th cycle of war between Cosmos and Chaos. Duodecim, and the number is the word for 12. It's the 12th cycle of war, and they added in a few other characters. And it also, if you ever want to play these games, don't buy the original Dissidia, buy Duodecim, because Duodecim also not only does it have balance changes and improvements over the original, but the entire story mode from the original is also in Duodecim. So
Crazy.
just buy Duodecim. Square, please remaster Duodecim and release it to modern consoles like you did Crisis Core. I beg you.
Yeah.
Duodecim added a few characters from Final Fantasy 4. We got Kane Highwind. From 7, we got Tifa Lockhart. And they also added an assist system into the game where you could pick any other playable character to be an assist character. But also, if you had done the pre-order, you could get Aerith as an additional assist, an assist exclusive character for the game. I'm talking too fast. I'm tripping over myself.
An assist trophy, you will.
Yeah, honestly. But you can call them in whenever you want, so long as the meter is full. They added in Yuna from 10. Vaughn, now representing the hero. I missed something. Prish, representing Final Fantasy 11 as a secondary hero. I also skipped over accidentally Laguna from Final Fantasy 8 got added in. And Lightning got added as the sole representative of Final Fantasy 13 and is the leader of the new characters squad. And then there's another bonus character from Final Fantasy 5, Gilgamesh. He does not have a place in the story. He's just there doing his usual pop in and out, void Gilgamesh shit, and we love him for it. Such a fun guy.
What a guy. What a guy.
What a guy. And
Gilgamesh
then,
now.
and then they made Dissidia on the arcade, which was a complete change in battle system from the previous 2 games. And they started out just with 15 characters. They had the heroes of the first 13 Final Fantasies and then 2 new characters, Ishtola Rule, representing Final Fantasy 14, and Noctis Lucis Kylum, representing Final Fantasy 15. And then over time, they were adding more characters with some of the villains and some other new characters. And while they were doing that, they ported to consoles under the name Dissidia NT, which jokingly stands for Nomura Tetsuya, but doesn't actually. But it was kind of a duality. It's like, okay, that's not the official what it stands for, but it's what it says. So that's part of the joke, is that it actually does stand for Nomura Tetsuya. Yeah. And they added in more characters, which I actually have the order of. They added them in order of actually the first character after the game released in arcades was Ramza from Final Fantasy Tactics. And then I'm going to skip over when they were adding in the returning veteran characters. The next new character was Ace. Actually, Ramza released 3 months, or like 2.5 months after the game release. Ace released an additional 7 months later, representing Final Fantasy Type 0. And I'm sorry. Oh, Noctis wasn't in yet. Oh, Noctis was not in the base release. My apologies. The base release, the Ishtola was the only new character. Noctis wasn't added until December 2017, 2 years later. 2 years after the arcade version, Noctis got added. And I noticed a pattern because I was also analyzing release dates of games and when characters got added. And for the most part, characters were added. A game wasn't promoted until a year after that game released. So Noctis was added in a year after Final Fantasy 15 released. I kind of like that more than, hey, look, this game just came out, it's immediately promoted. No, let the game settle. Let people get used to it, like it, marinate the game a bit, and then you promote the game. I like that model they did.
Mm-hmm. But it had its own share of issues, as it
Yeah,
were.
I did not like changing combat system. And the only way that you can unlock the story is just cutscenes. It's not actually a story mode this time around. It's just cutscenes that you unlock after playing X amount of matches. Like, really? Come on. But then Noctis was the last character introduced before they did the console version. With the console version, next up, and they started out being every 2 months, and then right at the very end, they started doing an every 3 months schedule. But they added Vayne Carta Solidor, villain from 12, Locke Cole, hero from 6, Renoa Hartilly, hero from 8, Camlet Out, villain from 11, the return of Yuna, Snowvilliers, being a hero in the original 13, but then a villain in the sequels, or at least one of them. So he's representing the villains for this game. Xenos Yai Galvez, big time villain from Final Fantasy 14. They brought back Tifa, and then they brought back Gabrant, and then the last character added was Arden Izunia, the villain from Final Fantasy 15, who was added in 2 years after Noctis got added. Which was also a little over a year after the release of Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition. So again, a year later, some promotion. Interesting pattern. So last year, I looked at all this and was like, this game, they stopped it at the end of 2019. But I know from reading interviews that they had planned to do, they wanted to go up to 50 characters. And I think, if I remember, sometime, that they would have hit that number in 2022. So I thought to myself last year, let's do some analysis. Let's try and figure out if they had kept going, if the game didn't die off because it was a failure, what characters would they have added in? And I did my own analysis to try and figure this out. And obviously, there's some of my own biases in there because, of course, there's going on, baby. But I started off by looking at interviews to see what characters that they have explicitly mentioned from not the previous 3 games, but characters that were under consideration, or they talk about something that they'd like to do. And some of these are a little bit more serious than others. But during the first Dissidia game, they mentioned Cypher, Seymour, and Balthier from 12. During Duodecim, they mentioned Saz from 13. And throughout the development of NT, they mentioned Minwu, Umaro, Zach Fair, Beatrix, Orin, Noel Christ, or Noel, I actually don't know how his name is pronounced, Alpino from 14, Nail Van Darnus, and Arania Highwind.
Nice.
So I looked at all that, and I looked to see, how many characters had been added for each game, and when games were being released, trying to figure out, okay, when would they be doing a promotion? When would they just add a character from a game that hadn't had a character in a while, or hadn't had any new characters yet? Or when would they bring back a veteran character? Because at this point, after Arden's inclusion, there were still 3 characters from the previous 2 games that had not been brought back yet. Those being Prish, Laguna, and Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
So I did the thing. I did it all. And then when we were getting ready to start this show, I was like, I should reevaluate this. I should go back through it and also go back through and add characters for the months of the time from the past year when I had last done this. And I had scheduled it to be okay, I'm going to pick a character every 3 months, because that was the schedule that they started doing with the start of Xenos, when it was March 26th, and then June 27th, September 26th, December 24th. I was okay, by that point they had established a 3-month schedule, so I'm going to continue that.
Sweet.
And for the most part, when I redid this process, I did not look at the list I had done a year ago, because I don't want to be influenced with the decisions I thought of before. But then once all was done, I compared it. I was like, wow, I did almost the exact same order, which is wild that I did it that way.
Cool.
Cool.
As it goes.
Yeah, I was like, cool. I'm on my same wavelength. I love that. I'm doing a quick check for time. Okay, cool. Now I know where we're at. This is going to be a bit over our normal time, but oh well. Who cares, right? We don't, right? It's not gonna be 3 hours. Don't worry, Jono.
Don't worry, I know a way to round it out too when we're done with this part.
Excellent. So I'm not going to go over all the new characters that I added in the order in this episode. I'm kind of going to like piecemeal it out episode to episode for the next several episodes until we're all caught up. And then every 3 months, I'll be like, oh, hey, here's the new character that I am picking for the Cydia NT Continued project. Of course, depending on the release of the Cydia Duellum, I may just kill this project because, well, there's a new game. I won't have to do that anymore. And also, that game picked a couple characters for it that I hadn't picked in my list. Like, oh, this is new information. But also, I'm curious about why they picked those characters. One of them is because it's the only character in Final Fantasy XIV that Nomura designed. So that's why Gaia is in the game. I like Gaia, but that's why Gaia is in the game. She's only in side content. She's not part of the main story at all.
Should join the fight.
Who?
Tetsuya Nomura himself.
Nope. So I'm just gonna start with, let's say, like, for now, I think for this year I'm gonna say the first 4 characters. So these would be the characters that I think would have been released in 2020. And I have write-ups of these that I typed up when I first did this a year ago, and I'm going to more or less read through. So this actually starts out with a bit of a reversal of my original order. These first 2 characters were reversed in order when I did this list a year ago. But the first character that I'm adding in March of 2020 is Laguna. Of the 3 missing veterans, I thought either Laguna or Prish would both make sense as lower hype characters to do at this point, because the most recently picked character was Arden, the big villain of 15. So, like, okay, there's not a big game to promote at this point. Let's bring back a veteran on a lower hype scale. And Laguna made sense to me because the 2 of them, I thought he'd be a little bit more unique, because Prish is another monk character. We've already have Tifa, but nobody fights like Laguna does, because Laguna is using guns. He's got his machine gun, he's got grenades, he's got a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
So he's... What?
Throw him into the lagoon.
I mean, that would be funny, but he doesn't do that. Granted, also in Final Fantasy VIII, he doesn't have a fucking rocket launcher, I think. Pretty sure. So they just added in that stuff. But he's also a military character. It's like, okay, it kind of makes sense. And then for the second character I picked, Min Wu of Final Fantasy II. And I chose that due to a theory that I had that, like, the next 2 characters after Arden would be some lower hype characters, and after bringing back a veteran, I was like, okay, now I want to do a character that's from an older Final Fantasy, because it is harder to get newer characters from those. Like, Final Fantasy IV, Final Fantasy VI have a wealth of characters. Final Fantasy V has technically 5 characters, 3 more that they could add after Bart's Except in Gilgamesh, but really nothing else after that. Final Fantasy II kind of has a few, but Final Fantasy I really has technically nobody that you can be added unless you just do, like, the generic black mage or the generic white mage. But I feel like it's better to do a character that is a dedicated person in that role. Final Fantasy III, if you're not going to do one of the named Warriors of Light or the named Unite characters from the DS remake, then you're, again, kind of limited.
You're going to do the exclusive DS Avatar Eidolon.
That is named White, WHYT from Final Fantasy IV.
Yeah.
You thought you could trick me, bitch. Not today. Also, not in the only in the 3DS ports or 3DS version, not in the other 3D ports. I think it might be in it, but all the extra connectivity with that character was removed because it had like online shit that was added in with it. Yeah, that version is also delisted from Steam. So, actually, is it? It might be. I'm not sure.
Rip.
Back to what I was saying. And then with Final Fantasy II, there's multiple characters, but there's not a lot of characterization into. It was the first time they were writing distinct characters. But of them, outside of Furion, the clear standout of the entire roster is Min Wu. He's the one of them who has the most character and personality and the biggest part of the story. Honestly, you could argue it's a bigger part of the story than Furion. I think that'd be a tough argument, but you could argue it.
Yeah.
So I'm picked with Min Wu. Based on all of that, he's been mentioned by Nomura as somebody that he would like to include, and also he's just a white mage. And I think it'd be interesting and unique to try and figure out a way how to turn a healer from like the original white mage into a character in this 3-on-3 fighting game. Obviously, you know, he can hit people with staff. You can use holy. Is holy in Final Fantasy 2? I think it is. And then like, well, how do you? White mages are normally healing spells and other supports. What else can they do? That'd be a fun challenge to put together. It's like, yes, let's do that. I need water.
And I like his outfit.
He's got a great outfit too. He's also got a shield that he can use for some defense.
It's like it's got the drip.
Oh yeah, he looks great.
Yeah. Ever since you kind of mentioned that you champion that character, I'm like, I kind of got on board too. I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
I mean, who else are we going to add? Guy? What does Guy do that's different from anybody else besides speaking beaver? That's it. Guy speaks beaver. It's the only thing the character is known for. Granted, it's funny. But Guy is one of the 3 primary playable characters. He's because you only have 3 characters that are always in your party. Everybody else is a guest character that and they rotate things around. Guy does nothing in the story besides talk to a beaver. I'm not kidding.
Can the beaver be involved in his moveset?
Yes.
Oh, I want him too.
Okay. Well, Smashtopia does not create the city of movesets.
Yeah.
If it did, it would create movesets for the PSP games and not NT. But then the third character I picked for this, the characters 3 and 4 stayed in the same order in both versions of the project. The third character, originally this slot went to a different character. Originally this slot was a character that I'm not going to mention them yet, but as I got deep in the original version of the list, and I didn't have this problem in round 2 of the list, but originally in the list, like I had forgotten to add a character from Final Fantasy 9. Like it just slipped my mind. I was like, oh, as I got deep in there, I was like, oh shit, I haven't added in a third character from Final Fantasy 9 yet. That's a big sin. I need to do that. So I slotted this character in earlier, but I'd always had them early in round 2. This character, when I'm picking like a second character from Final Fantasy 9, you can go for a few options, but I think there's 2 clear winners. You could do Dagger, you could do Steiner, you can do Vivi, you can do Quina, you could do Amaranth, you could do Beatrix, you could do Freya. You're not going to do Eiko. If you're going to pick a white mage summoner, you're going to pick Garnet or Dagger. Eiko's not even consideration. And honestly, neither is Amaranth. And neither is Steiner. Neither is Quina. Quina could be funny, but we gotta add. We only have 2 characters from Final Fantasy 9 so far. We gotta do something more substantial than Quina. I'm sorry, Quina fans. I like the idea of having a blue mage that's funny as Quina too. But the clear choice became either Vivi or Beatrix. The most recognizable black mage outside of the generic black mage, and then the Queen's Knight, whose whole purpose is to protect the princess, has holy magic, is the Holy Knight character archetype, the paladin, but she's on the bad guy's side because the queen is doing bad shit and there's a whole conflict there. It's like, I'm gonna go with Beatrix for the third character slot. I'm sorry, Vivi, you're gonna get pushed down the line if I ever am able to get to you. It's like, fuck yes, we get another villain line character. We get another villain line character that is martial based because she's a sword fighter than just being another mage. And you also get to do some fun story stuff with having a paladin, a holy knight on the bad guy's team.
Yeah.
Now imagine her having cutscenes with Cecil in his whole deal. The pair of Cecil and Beatrix in stories would be so good. Come on.
There you go.
The fourth and last character that I pick for the year of 2020 is Prish. The second veteran coming back. Gilgamesh at this point is now the last veteran left to be added in, and he'll get there at some point. With Prish, I was just like, okay, there's no particular game to promote right now, because the end of 2019 was games like Dragon Quest XI S, Definitive Edition, Dragon Quest X Online version 5, War of the Visions, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, a port of Final Fantasy 15, and a port of Dragon Quest Builders 2. And the rest of 2019 was pretty low as well. Like Kingdom Hearts 3 released at the top of the year, but then there was ports. It was a big port year. 2019 was not a good year for releases for Square Enix. It was just Kingdom Hearts 3 and Dragon Quest 11S.
Mm-hmm. Was
And
Shadowbringers out yet?
yeah, wait.
Oh.
It should have been checking. I
Okay.
know why you're asking. No. Wait. No, Shadowbringers was not out yet. Shadowbringers didn't release until 2021.
Okay, then that explains. Okay, yeah. Then I agree with this choice.
I know exactly who you're coming up with, and no, they're not making it on there. Shadowbringers is great though. Fucking love Shadowbringers. Those are the first 4 characters that I added in, and for a time, I don't think I'm going to go any further. But do you have any thoughts on any of it?
It is interesting that this is going to be a segmented portion of the show. I support that. I am very interested in learning more. I think the most interesting that we've kind of delved into here is the inclusion of Beatrix, which I support. That's really cool and interesting, especially you mentioned like her and Cecil interacting. Is a character that I'm familiar with and really enjoy for. That dichotomy, they're pretty much on 2 total opposite sides with the same role.
Yeah.
So let it be so. And I played the original Dissidia back in the day. I never did do a Destrum, unfortunately, but just to have this idea of giving this last game new life and revising some of the wrongs, it's good. It's good.
I like crossing properties over with each other and just seeing how characters will interact. Like, was Dissidia Duellum necessarily fun in its gameplay? No, I didn't like all the gacha and mobile shit, but I liked the character interactions. And the original first 2 Dissidia games also had a decent story that they made with lore, and they've like Final Fantasy 1 was its own thing, but they made Final Fantasy like they kind of expand on Final Fantasy 1's lore itself, set Dissidia as like a prequel to Final Fantasy 1, and
Interesting.
it's technically like you can not consider Dissidia canon, but technically Dissidia is canon to Final Fantasy 1, and also Strangers of Paradise is technically a canon prequel as well.
Cool.
They do some weird shit with the lore.
I wonder how far we're going to get with these crossovers. One day you're going to be dropping Shintoto and
Shintoto's already on here.
Cosmo and Wanda and the Kool-Aid Man and who's Vecna into
Which one?
The one from season 5 of Stranger Things.
Okay.
There you go. And together they need to navigate an oddly barren futuristic Tokyo where they have no memory of where they were prior.
Okay, you're mixing a bunch of weird things together here.
Yeah. Hey, there's a picture. I took a selfie with with Santa Claus. I know. Oh, is it gonna do it?
It's kind of.
Oh!
There you go. It's got better. Maybe stop moving.
There you go.
There's your
There
picture.
you are. What a nice Santa. He's so Santa-like. He says
I'm
ho
glad
ho
you
ho.
think so.
He's like 7 feet tall. He's a good guy.
I lost the left arrow key at my keyboard.
Whoops.
It's been very loose for a while, and it just popped off and it fell to the floor, and I can't find it.
Uh-oh.
That's bad.
That's the episode title, the lower key of the keyboard.
No, the left arrow key.
The left arrow key of the keyboard.
It is a big problem because now I can't use the left arrow key.
Uh-oh. Something to
find that.
Scooby-Doo for. We gotta find the key.
Stop it. All right, but next episode, I would love to get the chance to talk about at least the 4 2021 characters. I think there's going to be a little bit more. There's a mix of some interesting choices, and there were some unexpected choices in that batch.
Okay.
The 2022 batch is probably that's when I really start getting like, okay, what am I picking for 2022?
Yeah.
There's definitely few it's like, all right, we got to just pick some games that don't have reps because there's nothing to promote. what game do I want to represent? What's a new fighting style that's not chosen yet?
Mm-hmm.
And I actually haven't picked a character to be the December character of 2025, so I'm gonna have to dig into my research and be like, who would I choose? And then once we're caught up, it's gonna be fun to reveal a new character every 3 months.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. Where does Goofy fit into all this?
He's dead. A rock fell on his head and he died. It was in Kingdom Hearts 2, man. Did you not play that game?
Yeah. Oh, I saw it, and Woody was there.
No, that's Kingdom Hearts 3.
Chunky Kong also he fell under a similar incident.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was
that could be my December 2025 pick.
Yeah, he's underrated. He can throw barrels further than most Kongs.
No, I just had a real idea.
Excellent. That's why they call you the ideas guy, the American soccer eye, if you will.
All right. Well, that's all I have about that topic. You said you had a way to close us out?
Oh yeah, it was the selfie I took with Santa Claus. I just showed that already. It was a wonderful time, our holiday festival, and Santa was there, and there were bubbles and snow and a nice tree, and it was good. Happy birthday.
Actually going to end us out on something else. Something you kind of mentioned pre-episode, but actually, considering what month this episode is releasing, and this kind of makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Happy New Year! It's 2026. Some people like to do resolutions in January with the new year. Jono, do you have any? What are your thoughts on them? Do you do resolutions?
If they tickle your pickle, go for it. I think that holding yourself to an unrealistic standard with as resolutions often are, that you may go for a few weeks, a few months, and feel good about it. But for myself, I always disappoint myself. I'm not that kind of brain. I fall off that wagon sooner or later, usually sooner. Am I doing a resolution though this year? Not for New Year's, just in general. I may have goals that I set for myself. I don't really subscribe to the overall idea. For those who do, I don't care. But for me, I don't know. I don't want to put that pressure on myself.
Yeah.
I do have aspirations. Would I like to be healthier? Do I understand how I can be? Can I do it? Yes. Will I? For the 32nd year in a row? Maybe not. Like it's that big question, and I hope so. I hope this year I'm better to myself and to others, and I always aspire to that, but we will see. And you?
I have a very similar mindset to yours. Mine might be a little bit more hostile, but that's normal.
That's also very.
I've never done resolutions. I've never liked doing resolutions. If you do them again, I'm not saying anything negative towards you if you like to do them. My thoughts are more like I feel like resolutions are used for marketing a lot. And
Sure,
my big thing, because like gyms always have their their biggest profit of the year is always January, because that's when everyone makes the resolutions to get more fit, be more active, stay healthy, and they get a gym membership. And then people will, like, if they miss a day or something, like, general statement here, but people will a lot of times just like immediately just stop, and they won't think it's like, okay, pick myself back up, keep going. It's a really bad cycle. My viewpoint is you don't need to wait to a new year in order to better yourself.
Yeah.
If you have something you want to
Yes.
do to better yourself, whether that is to eat healthier or go to the gym or maybe take a moment to really think about it before you send that text.
Yeah.
Listen, girl, you've been exes for 6 months. I know you're feeling down on yourself. You don't need to text him again. Don't invite him back to your home. Just let it go. Move on. He's not good for you.
I got better about that this year. That's smart, kid. Yeah.
Poor thing.
Yeah.
And I know I sound condescending when I say that, but I am being dead serious. Like, don't send that text. Don't do it. That's not, you don't want to do that. I know you're down. Don't do it. But no, yeah, I don't do resolutions. If I want to improve something on myself, I will just do it on my own schedule. I don't have to wait for a certain point of the year.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
especially for the whole gym thing. It's like, when I see that, it's like, oh yeah, the gym memberships go up crazy in January, and then they just like drop a few months later. It's like, yep, I'm not surprised. It is a vicious cycle because people also push that people should be doing these things. It's like,
yeah. We all live our own lives. We have our own mindsets and personalities and ways of living, and those are the boundaries we set for ourselves, and they should be respected by all.
Yeah, set goals, not resolutions.
Yeah. My goal is always to try to be healthier, to try to like myself more, and it's just not attached to the new year. I do attach little things to the new year, like I enjoy the like the little culture that my family or friends we celebrate that it's the turn of a new cycle. We made it here, hurrah, hurrah! It's just none of the other pageantry.
Yeah.
I have my tradition of listening to the same song every year at midnight. Just little things.
What song is that?
Oh, an old friend, David Choi's rendition of Old Lang Syne.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah. Sometimes it's fun to ring in the new year, like watching a movie that finishes at the exact time of midnight or something like that. Well, and there is, for me anyway, like there is a freshness to the new year usually. Like you step outside at midnight and just acknowledge, like, oh yeah, this is.
I mean, there is a tradition
in
of
some,
leaving your
yeah.
door open at midnight for the bad air to leave your house and the good air to come in. I don't do that, but I can understand where that came from.
Yep. In many Filipino households, you will, especially children, will jump as high as possible to acknowledge the growth that they will have in the new year. There's there are all these just like little, and you also like collect a certain number. I'm forgetting because we've never done it ourselves, but a certain number of round fruits because like roundness is for some associated with that growth and like good spirits and yeah.
Roundness, huh?
No, you're my lucky round fruit for 2026. Oh wait, I am myself my own lucky round fruit. We've got each other. That's for sure.
Yay.
Yay! Ruby, Ruby, Roo!
Anyways, we'll see you all in a month for another episode of AJOLWTTA. Anything John or Lister want to talk about. In the meantime, hey, go check out some Super Cash for those episodes. There'll be a few of those releasing in the meantime.
Smashtopia.fandom.com.
With that, we'll see you all then. Bye, everyone.